What happens when someone rises from circumstances that could have easily broken them? For Jamie Foxx, survival was never accidental. It was deliberate, shaped by years of discipline, determination, and a desire to turn every challenge into fuel for growth. Foxx is more than an actor, comedian, and singer. He is a storyteller whose life reflects the complexity of endurance and the beauty of transformation. His portrayals of Ray Charles in Ray, the relentless Vincent in Collateral, and the uncompromising Django in Django Unchained are not performances. They are reflections of a man who has navigated the extremes of adversity, ambition, and artistry. Few artists have inhabited so many worlds with equal authority, commanding laughter as easily as he evokes emotion or inspires awe. His journey did not begin in comfort, but in a small Texas town where he first learned that life demanded more than talent. It demanded perseverance, focus, and heart. Early life in Texas. Born Eric Marlin Bishop on December 13th, 1967, in Terrell, Texas, Jamie Foxx entered a world where absence often outweighed presence. His parents, Daryl Bishop and Louise Annette Talley, were largely absent from his life, and by 7 months, he was entrusted to the care of his grandmother, Estelle Marie Thalley, a woman of profound faith, unwavering discipline, and extraordinary love. Her home was modest, her rules firm, and her devotion uncompromising. Estelle recognized the fragility of circumstance and believed that structure, music, and faith could shape a child into someone who could withstand the uncertainties of life. Jamie later reflected, "My grandmother was the strongest person I've ever known. She gave me discipline, but she also gave me music." Music, under her guidance, was not simply an extracurricular activity, it was a lifeline. The piano became his sanctuary, a place where practice demanded precision, where failure was met with correction, and where each note built both skill and character. Hours spent mastering classical pieces such as Bach and Beethoven were not just lessons in music, but in focus, resilience, and the quiet satisfaction of personal achievement. The loneliness behind the laughter, despite the stability provided by his grandmother, Jamie grew up acutely aware of what it meant to feel unseen. Birthdays passed quietly, milestones came without applause, and childhood was often marked by absence. Yet he found ways to fill the void. Humor became a tool, a way to connect, to deflect, and to bridge the gap between isolation and belonging. "I told jokes so people wouldn't see the loneliness," he later admitted. Laughter was not merely entertainment, it was survival, a skill that would later define his professional life. Through gospel music, rigorous piano practice, and the guidance of a woman who demanded both excellence and faith, Jamie developed a foundation that would carry him far beyond Terrell, Texas. The boy who had learned to find joy in melody and laughter became a man who would later channel the full range of human emotion into performance, carrying both humor and heart wherever he went. Building discipline through music. Adolescence brought its own challenges. While material needs were met, emotional support remained uneven. Jamie's adolescence was shaped by a paradoxical combination of deprivation and opportunity. Gospel music instilled rhythm and soul, the piano taught discipline and patience, and the structure imposed by his grandmother carved a resilience that would define his approach to life and career. Each of these elements became integral to the man he was becoming. Discipline and practice were not optional, they were essential. Each note, each performance, each late-night hour at the piano added to a reservoir of skill and confidence that would later sustain him through the uncertainties of the entertainment world. Music became not just a refuge, but a roadmap for success, teaching him the power of preparation, patience, and persistence. The leap into entertainment. By the 1980s, Jamie's ambitions had grown beyond the piano bench and the pews of his church. He pursued classical music and composition at the United States International University in San Diego, refining his skills while exploring new forms of expression. Yet the structured discipline of music was not enough. He craved the immediacy of live performance, the electricity of a crowd, the chance to translate personal experience into shared emotion. Comedy called to him as much as music did. The smoky clubs of Los Angeles offered both opportunity and challenge. Aspiring comedians waited in line for hours, sometimes to speak for only a few minutes. It was here that Eric Marlin Bishop reinvented himself as Jamie Foxx, a name chosen to be versatile, memorable, and slightly ambiguous, offering every possible advantage in a world where perception mattered. "I chose Jamie because it could be a man or a woman," he explained. "The decision was practical, born of strategy and necessity rather than ego, a precursor to the careful calculation that would define his career." The grind of early career Foxx's early career was a crucible of perseverance. Nights were long, pay was meager, and recognition was slow. Comedy became both craft and survival. Every performance required adaptation, every punchline a test of timing and instinct. Success was intermittent, applause fleeting, yet Jamie carried with him the lessons learned from his grandmother's piano bench and church pews. Effort and discipline were currency, and every setback was temporary if met with continued focus. Early failures did not discourage him, they sharpened him. Each club performance, each audience reaction, each challenge became a rehearsal for the larger stages he would later command. Laughter remained his bridge to others, a way to connect while building the resilience and skill required to transcend it. Breaking through. In 1991, opportunity arrived in the form of In Living Color, the sketch comedy show that would introduce Jamie Foxx to audiences nationwide. Here, his range became visible, his charisma undeniable. Millions laughed alongside him, recognizing the talent that had been honed in relative obscurity. But Hollywood, ever cautious, attempted to pigeonhole him as merely a comedian. Foxx fought to expand, to be recognized for his versatility. From 1996 to 2001, the Jamie Foxx Show solidified his range as both actor and entertainer, demonstrating his ability to balance humor, drama, and nuance. Every line, every joke, every dramatic moment became a testament to his enduring resilience and refusal to be limited by perception. He had emerged from the challenges of childhood and early career stronger, capable of commanding respect across genres. Hollywood and critical acclaim. By 2004, Foxx had reached a point that few achieve, both critical and popular acclaim. His portrayal of Ray Charles in Ray transcended biographical storytelling, earning him the Academy Award for Best Actor, a Golden Globe, and a BAFTA. That same year, his role in Collateral garnered a second Oscar nomination, confirming his range and presence in Hollywood. Success, however, did not dilute his awareness of effort, struggle, or discipline. The applause that followed was powerful, but the quiet moments behind the spotlight reminded him of the journey he had undertaken, the obstacles he had overcome, and the lessons that had shaped his humanity. Facing professional setbacks. Even the brightest success carries challenges. Stealth, a film that represented a major investment, underperformed financially, underscoring the reality that the industry remains unpredictable. Foxx had navigated rejection and hardship before. These moments became fuel rather than discouragement. He responded by continuing to expand his craft, embracing roles that challenged him artistically while remaining commercially successful. From the emotional depth of Dreamgirls to the moral complexity of Just Mercy and the thrilling intensity of Baby Driver, he continued to demonstrate versatility, resilience, and a commitment to excellence. Simultaneously, his music career flourished, earning Grammys and global recognition, proving his ability to master multiple forms of artistic expression. The personal struggles of family. Jamie Foxx's personal life has mirrored the complexity of his professional journey. Early relationships and fatherhood have been central to his identity, shaping the priorities and values he carries. In the early 1990s, long before widespread fame, he met Connie Klein, whose calm presence offered a sense of home and grounding. Their love culminated in the birth of their first daughter, Karen in 1994. For Jamie, fatherhood became a guiding principle, a source of joy and responsibility that transcended professional success. His relationship with his children has always emphasized presence over perfection, a promise to provide stability where he had once experienced absence. Lessons of Parenthood parenting has taught Foxx patience, empathy, and perspective. With Karen and later his second daughter, Annalise, born in 2008, he embraced fatherhood as a lifelong commitment rather than a momentary role. Career achievements, awards, and accolades have never replaced the simple, essential responsibilities of nurturing, guiding, and being present for his children. These relationships have provided him a grounding that balances the pressures and visibility of Hollywood life, allowing him to navigate fame with care and intentionality. Wrestling with the past, Foxx's childhood absence left lasting impressions, but he has consciously worked to break cycles and provide his children with what he lacked. He has turned the lessons of resilience, discipline, and empathy into active practices in family life, creating homes of stability and love that contrast with the uncertainty he experienced as a child. Through consistency, attention, and love, he has modeled the power of presence and the importance of legacy beyond fame or fortune. Triumph in adversity. Jamie Foxx's career trajectory exemplifies transformation through challenge. From early abandonment to rigorous musical training, from local comedy clubs to international acclaim, he has leveraged every obstacle into opportunity. His choices reflect a life lived intentionally, embracing both success and struggle as necessary components of growth. Each film, performance, and musical contribution builds on a foundation of discipline, resilience, and unwavering commitment to craft. Legacy of resilience. Looking back, Foxx's story is not one of uninterrupted ascent, but of persistence, adaptation, and continual reinvention. His legacy is not measured solely in awards or commercial success, but in the demonstration of a life shaped by discipline, perseverance, and humanity. He has transformed moments of uncertainty into platforms for growth, humor into art, and challenge into mastery, leaving a blueprint for how resilience can translate into achievement. The human story. Beyond the accolades and the fame lies the essence of Jamie Foxx, a human story of growth, endurance, and love. His journey reflects the triumphs and challenges of life itself, showing that talent, while valuable, must be paired with discipline, self-awareness, and dedication. Survival, in his case, is more than a return from difficulty. It is the consistent act of building presence, empathy, and legacy in the world. A life lived fully. At 58, Jamie Foxx continues to navigate the balance between career and personal life. Every note sung, every joke delivered, and every scene acted carries the echo of a boy from Terrell, Texas, who learned early that resilience was essential. The shadows of early life remain, but they no longer define him. Instead, they have been transformed into lessons, sources of empathy, and the backbone of his enduring presence. The final reflection. Jamie Foxx's life teaches that greatness is earned, not gifted, and that the strength of character often emerges from the most demanding experiences. His story is a testament to the human spirit, to endure, adapt, and flourish despite circumstance, to transform challenge into art, and to build a life defined not by avoidance of struggle, but by mastery over it. From a boy left behind to a man celebrated worldwide, Jamie Foxx embodies the triumph of determination, presence, and love. His legacy endures not merely in awards or records, but in the lives he has touched, the performances that resonate, and the example he sets for resilience, integrity, and care. Survival, for Jamie Foxx, has never been passive. It has been deliberate, creative, and unyielding, leaving a mark on both art and humanity that will inspire generations.